Hello, everyone. Oh, I'm gonna turn off the... Rusty's is there. If you want to join, you can do the explanation for join. But hello, and thank you for the happy birthday wishes, everyone. I am live on both sites, but for some reason, Red Site's chat box doesn't want to pop out properly, so it's now hidden in a weird place. I apologize if I miss messages over there. I'm gonna try to make sure I look at it, but it's not where I'm used to it sitting because it had to be a larger box because I have to keep my entire, like, back dash thing. I was trying to figure it out. Like, that's why I was a little late after the ads here to still come out. Like, where'd it go? Ah! Carmine! Carmine! Num num num. All the bread. Thank you all so much for the happy birthday wishes. Again, as always, I wanted to start earlier, but Gambit has been being a butt. Say bread to buy? I don't understand. But, alas. Here, I'll go ahead and turn the idle game back on. Real quick, let's do Rusty's things. You know the rules, so do I say goodbye? See, when you say you know the rules and so do I just immediately think of, why is my brain blanking on the actual name of the song? What is the actual name of that song? Yes, Never Gonna Give You Up. But yeah, oh, Never Gonna Say Goodbye is this next thing. You skipped the never, and that's confused me. You missed a word, my brain lost the track. Thank you! Thank you for the birthday wishes, everyone. We have, let's say hi to everyone. We have a crow, we have a gray, we've got Hermine beating me up with all the bread. We've got Prof, the hubbies, he's lurking. Got an easy mode, and now we have a Toby. Thank you everyone. Didn't I just unlock food? I unlocked a garlic in here, that's what I just did. Like, what am I doing in this game real quick? Because we need to put a garlic sign here. That can become garlic. Remove those. Become garlic. And then we can also plant new bush. New bush. Not sure what's up with that one. Oh, there's technically not a bush where that one can reach just yet. I'm gonna put bushes over here eventually, so it'll be fine. Celestial, welcome in! Yes, I also need to make my robot join. Let's see, what discs does it want to give us? That's not really helpful. Those ones aren't great either. I'll do that. Reroll that. Go like this. Have myself join the farm, and then become blue. And make that smaller. And swap over here. Oh! To clock out of work the moment I saw the notification. Yes, hopefully... In theory, I should be good for like an hour, maybe 2, in regards to storms in my area and my doggo being a big old jerk. But, we shall see. He's currently laying under me. So he's being a good boy at the moment. Alright, but yes, we are going to continue onwards with, meshing things here. Okay, I don't think I did not make a little thingy for it, but I can link it. Hold on. Because I did fix it. But I do even have, like, the little thing, so, like, when something happens, I should get a thing on the stream. Hello, give me my button. You mean my button? The button. Alright, because that's... I've had to do things a little weirdly because the one button didn't want to work. Yeah, I need to make a new hands that are actually set up through the other thing, because most of my bot stuff was through Stream Elements, and I need to remove that completely and reset anything up from it that I cared about and mix it up, because like Discord's through that one. But there. Mix it up is running, right? Yes, okay. I can actually probably go ahead and make that a thing real quick. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. Maybe I'll deal with that another time. I'll deal with that another time. Maybe... Let me just do this. Let's do it now. Aha! So now Mix It Up can do that. And that should be by anyone. Okay. But now I know how to do that, because I had not messed with making one of those commands before through Mix It Up. Clearly it was pretty easy, since I just looked at it, went click, 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 and done. I was just making sure. I was like, I don't think I need to do like any funky settings, because like anyone should be able to access the Ko-Fi. I, you know, didn't need... Ah! Like I said, it's got the little thing. Celestial! You're crazy! I appreciate it so much! Thank you so much! Was not expecting that much. I was like, I'll set up the Ko-Fi, you know, get a little bit of, you know, birthday presents, essentially, from whoever wants to just send something, but that was more than I was expecting. Thank you so much. Like, obviously, I expected you were doing something if you were telling me to, you know, set it up, but I wasn't expecting all that. Oh god! You're not done! That plus 10 gift subs? Thank you so much. Which, wow, it's telling me that that's a total of 251 gifted subs you've done. Like, over the time that you've been here. That's insane. Thank you so much. Yeah, because like I don't have much plans for my birthday. I'm not a big birthday person. But I get why people want to, you know, celebrate. So I'm like, I will allow it. I will allow it. You know, I want to celebrate other people when it's their birthday. But it's still one of those things where it's just weird still to like, I'm not someone who's good at accepting compliments. I'm not good at, you know, accepting just like general kindness from people, because it's still kind of weird. Yeah. And the eyeballs here, there are certain layers that are they're essentially the same between the two, but like they can't be flipped over because like this is located slightly differently than where that one is. So I have this here is the group for left because this is the unique things, but all of them were this like the shinies that are on the surface of the eyeball. Everything else was reflectable. So since they're already in a group, it's easy for me to just go between the two and just steal the art meshing from that side and move it over. So that's what I'm doing. And since it's so easy, I just started doing it without like saying anything. I was like, I'm just gonna start working and mildly avoid. I have nothing. Like, thank you is like all I can think to say, you know, and it doesn't feel like it's enough on its own, but it's like, oh, what else do I do? I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Ah! Head pat, thank you. Thank you for the head pat. Little side note about the happy birthday hat. I've seen this hat before because it is just like you can steal it from Steam for VTube Studio. But like it's apparently the only hat. I thought there would have been more than just like a singular birthday hat in like the Steam workshop, but apparently this is all there is in that regard. And I was like, are you really? That's how this goes? Okay. Now while I am copy pasting these things over at the moment, there's a good chance that these are also going to get deleted, that I will copy paste flip this over and then reflip those to go in the right direction, but then I'll just line them up with these ones in order to keep that together. Yeah, because the Steam Workshop has like a lot of generic like community things. Wow, that was a hype train. That is a hype train still happening. On like level 3, I think it says? Yeah, level 3. Holy moly. You have created a level 3 hype train all by yourself. Because it just like popped up there for me and I was like, oh, hey. Don't forget your little bubble that says who you're... Yes, thank you. I forgot. Ah, Toby! Hold on, let me get my bubble before I forget. Don't distract me. Here we go. Because that bubble is also the thing that makes it so the physics window and other windows show up. Minus the deformer one, because the deformer one keeps breaking, so I turned that one off. But thank you for the gift subs! We hit level 4 of the hype train now. I actually don't know what the highest hype train we've had is. Does it say in there? Sometimes it tells you, like, if you're... I know if you're reaching close to the record you have. But, like, I don't see the record in there at the moment. Wait, hold on. Level 7 was my channel record, apparently, at 11%. I found it. Found it. That's crazy. Woo. That is amusing that Crow got one of those from you. Alright. Brain. I'm not good at braining today. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee, that's what I'm gonna do. Right. Meshing things. Yes, so these are probably going to get replaced with copies of those. That way I have less things for the texture atlas. But for now, just to help me remember that these ones are important.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lunecra. Happy birthday to you, Uyu. And many more, until you're an L.
Oh no, the last of that got cut off. I wonder what part of that caused it to cut off, because I think it should have like a minute in time frames that it's allowed to go. But yeah, cut off is the worst part. Like, Eldritch Deity is what you typed, but just like elder? Rude. But thank you for the happy birthdays. And welcome Ian Days. Thank you as well. Hatborf. Thank you. Every time someone does like a shortened version of the happy birthday, I'm just like, I shall do a funky, I forgot that I do the hearts automatically over that. Oh, I don't know if I was doing it for the other groupings. I don't know if it did that. Because it is kind of short, and I missed it if it did. Breaking at Eldritch is also the funniest possible answer too, because Eldritch is supposed to be incomprehensible. Yes, that's totally what happened. Because when I reset up VTS Pog, I know before there had been a character limit, because I had it even in the redeem what the character limit was, but I didn't see it this time. I just saw like a time frame limit. Oh goodness, we hit level 5 on this hype train. Because yeah, your last gift sub there to Deus, which again, thank you, took us into the next level of train. Alright, I'm gonna go back to rigging things. Again, thank you everyone. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm just not good at the words and the things. Okay, wow. I think we need to change this background color, but I don't know. Maybe if I make it darker? It'll be easier to see that? Yeah, we're gonna make it darker on here. Can we leave solo mode? Oh boy. Well, I guess it's just gonna be darker for this one. It's fine. I auto mode this. My outliner button? Not terrible. Ding. Ding. You can go back out the way they are. Wait, what was that? Alpha value transparency. Oh, interesting. So the higher that is, the less it considers the transparent parts. Interesting. But make me sound like the biggest of jerks on my birthday stream. I try not to curse. Doesn't necessarily work, but I try not to curse on streams because when I started streaming, that was kind of a thing that I was doing because I knew my kids might watch. And while my kids are... We're not like super sensory of them. It's more so they do, you know, attend school, and schools don't like it when your children curse. So it's like, hey, you guys need to know not to. And also, it's just really funny anytime that they do curse. Like, normally we just kind of go, really? Oh, welcome in. Thank you for the birthday wishes. They know me. They know how often you curse. Yes, you are the one who curses. I'm not the one who really curses, though. So that's why I changed that word to jerk. Because, like, one, I also don't care if chat curses. Like, you guys do what you're gonna do. But just, I might not read it the way you wrote it because, again, children, I'm used to doing it that way. And I don't think I'm technically marked as mature because I was kind of going for the general vibe of more family friendly originally, but like I don't know if that's still something I necessarily am concerned about. Question mark? You know, that's still something that I'm like is important to me or not. Because again, like, we don't super care to censor the kids. Prof doesn't censor himself in the slightest, and I will let the kids watch his, you know? If it's something, you know, that is relevant. Like, when he does Lumen Tale, eventually, because he wants to play that on stream, I'd probably let, you know, oldest watch that. But, like, sometimes, there are times with Prof's chat that I've got to be like, you're not allowed to watch that because chat and therefore Prof got a little crazy, guys. But like, normally they're not trying to watch anything where Prof's like that, because that's normally during the painting streams where things get a little unhinged over there. have a hard time telling my cousins no when they use bad words in the right context. Yeah, every now and then, Middle Gremlin is oddly enough the one I think I've heard cursed the most. Because she will just kind of like hurt herself and actually say something. You're not an angel in the slightest. Yeah, yeah. Okay, the emote that I got from the rewards chest was an actual queen emote, which is, you know, great. Choo choo. That's a great emote for birthday. The emu load is also good. Angle. That is angle, isn't it? 90 degrees, in fact. Oh, me. And the fact that, you know. Yep. My first thought to that was not something I will say out loud. Yes, the Prof on Fire emote is the correct thing at this time. Yeah, I don't curse much in general. That is, in fact, true. Normally... All right, fine. My next sentence is not family friendly. Prof said he was 90 degrees, and I'm like, that's right, bitch, bend over. That was my first thought. Listen, everyone else says crazy shit about you. I'm your wife. I'm the one who's actually allowed. Oh god, you got me Batman laughing. Almost. It wasn't quite my full Batman laugh, but I do have an evil Batman laugh as well, sometimes. It's something that normally comes out when something really silly happens. You saluted. We're good. I did see that you got auto-modded for it. Look, I did say it was not family friendly. Auto-mod would get you for that. I didn't even get to click the allow. I'm guessing Prof managed to click that before I did, because I went to click it and the button disappeared. I was like, oh, this has been taken care of. Alright, yes, just trying to actually make more space there, but I guess not. I'll have to do that to my hand. Ah, you're waiting on food. Num num num. Num num num. Okay, we're gonna get rid of some of those. Want this to be a little more around the actual shape of this. Gwenny, what is happening? Why are you huffing? Why are you doing all that? Oh, give me a moment. First, I thought she was barking at a Gambit, who was apparently licking the floor under me. So he's still feeling a bit anxious, but he's, you know, licking the floor. That's not the worst thing. But then I heard like a motorcycle thing outside. So I think actually Gwen was angry that, you know, how dare you drive past my home? Just like Gwen. Come on. People exist. You gotta let it go sometimes. Sometimes. Ah! That is not the button! That was minus. I did not want minus. Sometimes you need to not be a problem, Gwendolyn. That. This. Back to that. I'll do that. I want to get rid of that point, though. I don't think this really goes down that far. It's just being kind of funky. I can go further out this way. Not outside my home, indeed. Trying the Mediterranean wrap from local Greek place. Interesting. Which, yeah, thank you! Thank you for the birthday wishes, Kiki. Come in. Prof just immediately calling you a nerd. Rude! Rude! He is a dork. Lordy. Brain. I was saying, yeah, Prof had bought some pastrami to make sandwiches, but then didn't feel like making sandwiches. Sure, I'm stealing some of his pastrami later. Because I'm going to make a ham and cheese sandwich when I have my lunch. Because yes, Carmine, I'm going to eat food. You don't need to yell at me. Carmine learned yesterday that I am bad about eating food, and so Carmine's like, I'm gonna start bullying you about eating. I'm like, great. I ate a cereal bar thing this morning. I eat like an apple cinnamon bar most mornings. That's normally my breakfast, because first thing in the morning, I can't eat a lot. I'm normally like a level of nauseous as I get accustomed to being a living, human, breathing person again. Living, breathing, human. There we go. There's the words. And then I had a donut shortly before I started stream. To be fair, Prof bullies everyone a lot. Cookie cake. Cookie cake. Oh no, who are you gonna yell at now? Oh yeah, Deus is the one who needed to get yelled at to talk to a doctor. I do recall this happening in chat last night. Oh, where are you going? Don't be a problem. I also heard the vehicle gam. That is not a reason for you to be getting up, though. He's wearing his thunder shirt, too. Deus was here earlier, for sure. I'm not sure if Deus is still here now. Yeah, because Deus got an individually gifted sub from Celestial after the birthday wishes. So much yelling, but I don't know what to yell. I think there is something that's kind of lined up with, right? It's kind of lined up with that, and I think there was another shadow above it somewhere. It was like the last thing I meshed yesterday. Yeah, so this one and this one are kind of the same. So let's do that. Okay, that one was way bigger, as I thought. I mostly just wanted to make sure that the end ends up similar, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. We'll just do this differently. You critique aggressively. Happy birthday is a good thing to yell. Can't help that you're short. He called you Weenie Hut Jr. Oh, Gwenny, could you not? No! Gwen! Gwen! Stop! Denied! Denial! You do not need to be an angy butt. There's nothing to be angry about. You're gonna make me an angy butt. That's what's gonna happen. Then you'll have something to be concerned about. Gwen! Ah! Alright, I'm back. Hopefully Gwenny will stop with the barking, and hopefully Gambit will lay back down. Alright. Eldest is taller than Kiki. Eldest is pretty tall already. Blue, welcome in. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Okay. I'm ignoring Crow, apparently. Oh, okay, I see. You were saying muted. No, I had gotten up for a moment, and that's what was going on. Gotcha. Yeah, I should be good on that now. And then the game audio might have paused for a moment there, making it seem super quiet. That happens sometimes. Okay. We're gonna stick with that, and then we will do some manual meshing below that, because like, we should probably extend our triangle lines out. Ding ding. Ding ding. Ding ding. Ding 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 ding. Wanna do all that? Is that how I'm feeling this should go? We will adjust. Don't necessarily think this lower part needs to be super dense, so I'm going to stretch this down. That's how I'm feeling about it. Because it's kind of like a light shadow situation. This being more of a point, though. I do want to keep that more dense. Make some other adjustments here. Bing. Most people are taller than you, even younger cousins. Mouth moving and thought you had forgotten to mute. No, that was just the ghost. Because, like, if I've gotten up and walked away, the mouth shouldn't have been moving, or the mouth might have started moving before I hit the unmute button. Those are the options. Keep this shadowy area under control, and do another one over here because I think there's a little bit of shade in there still, but this is the majority of the actual shape of this, and then the rest is just holding in a more transparency bit of it all. And I can go ahead and reconnect it this way. Actually, let's undo that because when I go into this mode, it'll be easier for me to see that shape. So those lines, even though they're not fully connected, you can see that they're still there. They're still gonna bend and follow those lines that aren't fully connected. Like, it's not gonna truly change it. Like, even though there's not a line there, you see how it's still trying to bend at that point. So just because I can't see the line doesn't mean it's not being effective. But since it is quote-unquote invisible, it's easier for me to see the shape I'm actually looking for here. So, ding ding. How is Blue today? Triangles? Spiderweb of polygons. Ah, yes, yes. The polygoning would kind of look like that. You will be made of triangles. Not the lurkies, prof. How dare you stop watching my stream in order to pay bills and provide for us. How dare. Or so how dare work actually want you to do work, you know? Okay, that actually probably can go a little bit further, but I probably do want that to be a bit more dense. This is around the bottom of the eye. Make sure that it can be super bandy. I want that any denser. Maybe center. Near. Near. And racked by horrible sleep and overbearing temps via no AC usage. What the heck? No AC usage. So like this is just a choice or this AC broken? One day that work will just be streaming. We can hope. For Prof sanity. Alright. I think that's good for that one. Let me actually go into solo mode. I want to make sure. Now let's do ArtMesh thing. I'm gonna use the line guy. That's close to where that will go. I'll make another point here. Okay, that follows it for the most part. And on the box. Just trying to make sure it will bend. Okay, you will indeed bend. You don't need that line anymore. Delete it. Like that. Okay. No more solo mode. It's a choice to leave it off and not your choice. Oof. Oof. Are they at least turning it on like at night? Because like at night is the best time to turn your AC on if you're trying to save money with your AC. So that way you can, you know, cool it when it's already the coolest part of, you know, the day-night situation. Blue lives with other people, so other people are in charge of, if the AC gets to be used. No idea by putting your hand next to a vent. Yeah, because, like, at nighttime they should at least turn the AC on to try to cool overnight. That's when you normally do AC at the strongest that you're going to do it. And then, otherwise, my brain has lost the words. Hold on. During the day, you still want to have it running. Even if it's just, like, you can set it up to be circulation only, but you can also just like have it as a warmer temperature during the day. When you set your AC unit, like say you tell your AC unit you want it to be 75, it's not going to be like I'm blowing out 75 degree temperature air. No, I'm going to keep blowing until I know it's 75 in the home. So if they're like, man, we really don't want it to go above, I don't know, 80, which is a terrible number. I would not want it to be 80 in my home, but like if they're crazy and that's what they're going for, like it should still be set to at least be that. Even at night, now that I think about it. Yeah. I mean, it also could be kept, off under the assumption rain will make it cooler. Okay, but it should still be at least circulating. The AC doesn't have to be on for the fan to be on, and that will help with circulating. Now, it's not as powerful of an air blow normally when it's just circulating fan, but it should still be doing something, because otherwise you're not really going to get the air in from outside. I mean, obviously windows can help with that, but then when it's moist and muggy and buggy, obviously, you know, window screens. Most of my windows don't have window screens at the moment because between children and dogs, they've been broken. So like windows aren't really a thing we can super use without risk of bugs. But thankfully our AC is working. You're using a ceiling fan. Better than nothing. Better than nothing. So with how early it is in the day, did you like call out of work or did you just have a short day? Because I was like, huh, Blue was reacting to something earlier in the day. Confirm the stroke being edited. Okay. And I was like, huh, I wonder if Blue had a difference in schedule today, or if Blue said, I'm too eepies. From apparently the hot. This is the last eyeball layer. And then we go into the eyebrow. This is the last actual eyeball layer. We're almost done the eyeball. And it's 5 million layers. Make you kind of big, and you can be a little less dense. There. Called out, was ready to trudge to work, and then was like, let me check and see if I can just call out. I know that feeling. I think there was one time that I actually called out from the parking lot. I got all the way there. I'm sitting there in the parking lot. I think I was actually sick though. And I was like, no, I can't push through this. I cannot. Like, I was like, when I was at home, it was like, you know, I wasn't awake enough yet to be like, oh, I'm like really not feeling well. So by the time I got there and I'm sitting in the parking lot, I'm just like, oh, I'm more sick than I thought I was. Can I call out? I can. You're actually still wearing said work clothes. I feel that. But yeah, I think I did one time just like call out from the parking lot because like I didn't realize how badly I was feeling until I was there. And also like I was just sitting there, I was looking at the building and I'm just like, no. It has been forever since I worked a job. But still, I could complain about all of my jobs probably. I think the second job I had 3 actual like jobs before parenting and becoming streamer, because I started streaming when the youngest was 2 or 3 and he's 5 now, during his naps, and before that I had just, you know, been dealing with him. But during his naps while the other 2 were at school, I started streaming because I was like, you know, I can take a little bit of time, do that, and maybe make something out of it, and otherwise, you know, at least have some fun, you know. Gave myself some structure to my own day too as well. Like, hey, something that I need to do and show up for instead of just like sitting around during nap time. I mean, yes, there's housework and stuff to do always as well, but it was just like, you know, do something that feels more productive. And then shortly after that, like within like 2 or 3 months of that, I think, the youngest decided that he wasn't taking naps anymore. And I was like, why? It's that, or it was like the second year, because like the first year of streaming, I think, I did it during his nap time, and then I think when I tried to come back for second year, he was like, oh, I'm not taking naps anymore. No, I'm awake now. Or he would take like a very short nap. Like it had previously been like a whole hour or something, and it was just like, no, not anymore. You don't get naps out of me. All right, let me save, because yesterday I realized that I was not saving throughout the thing. So we save, and then real quick, let's go to Rusty's, because I see we have a new food. We have red pepper, although I'd say that looks more like a pink. All right, do I have an empty field for this pepper to go? I do not, but I do have 2 red onion fields, and we don't need that much anymore, I'm sure, if like at all. Let's see. Red onions. Okay, we need just a few more red onions for that. We do need a decent more for that one. Okay, so that red onion field can stay. Green tomatoes. We do still need the green tomatoes. We do still need the beets. Do we need... Shall move. I can't see the sign through you. I think that's oats. And we do need oats. Got plants for those. Do I still have... Yep, I do still have the beans over there. And the garlic. Okay. So we should have everything. And then I just put down the red pepper sign. Let's go ahead and dig up the things that were there, so we can start those peppers immediately. There we go. And then we have a new robot. New robot! Saving is important. It only takes 1 crash to remind you. Yeah. I think I mentioned it. I don't remember if I mentioned it on stream or if I just said it somewhere else, like in Discord or something. But on Sunday, I worked on trying to finish my rig a little bit, and it crashed at one point. I did have like, I think 2 streams open, because this is why I'm like afraid of my computer and things, because if I'm watching streams, just watching a few streams. If I have 3 streams, because I have 3 monitors, if I have 1 up on each screen, there's a chance my computer will just decide to crash because it doesn't like processing the video for some reason. And this is why I say my graphics card is dumb, because it should not have a problem with that in the slightest. That is not a difficult task for a computer. And my card is like a 30-something yada yada. It shouldn't have a problem with just running a couple streams, even if it is freaking Google Chrome, especially if it hasn't been on. Like, I restart my computer every single day. I restart it before stream every single time, and normally first thing in the morning, even if I'm not streaming that day, I will restart it. And like, if I get like, so like today, all I did after I had restarted it this morning was do stuff to get ready for stream. But like, if I spent most of the morning doing other stuff, I would then restart before starting stream, just to make sure my computer is as good as it will be, because this graphics card is just a meanie. It really is. It should know better. It should do better, but it does not. And that's why I'm always like, what do I do? Just in case. Because Sunday, I think I had 1 stream open just for like background sound, because like, I don't want to sit here in complete silence, you know? While working, I was listening to something. And suddenly the computer crashes, and I'm like, oh, okay. I give up on this day. I give up on working on that day. Also, like, I was just kind of mildly struggling with figuring out how I wanted to set things up. Because if you remember, I was going to do the hips separate from body X for my model. But with the simplicity of the model, I don't think it's going to be possible. Because if you look, like, the torso here versus where the hips are, it's too smooth of a connection, I feel like. There's not enough of, like, a differential to really help with it in separating it. And then also when it comes to the body parts below the outfit, the torso is, like, higher up than where the waist outfit is, so it doesn't also connect very well with underneath of the model. For the model base, I mean. For me to try to separate it, so I'm like, I'm just gonna combine it in with body X. It's a simple little chibi. It doesn't need to be separated in that fashion. But then trying to figure out how I wanted to deal with some other stuff at the same time. If I didn't think it might crash my computer, I would open my model real quick and show you the progress. Because I got body Z on it, but I haven't made the legs follow yet for body Z and body Y, because I'm going to have like a little bit of a jump thing to it. I mean, I just saved. I'm going to save again. And here I can show real quick my tiny progress. This one. Don't get too angry. Don't get too angry. All right. Physics have opened, and then we'll go ahead and connect this. So the legs are going to detach. That's fine, because like this way, the body's moving, but the legs are not. Look, tilt. Because I like doing the inverse where the body tilts in the opposite direction. So if we compare, up here. Yeah. See? Tilt. And, you know, the shoulders, the arms wiggle with it. So like, it's cute, but the body has a little bit of a jump, but the legs don't follow it, so it's gonna die. And then obviously, as you can see, the skirt, I haven't done much with it. I didn't quite like the shaping of the skirt just yet. It's part of why that hasn't been exported yet, because I don't quite... The apron part of the skirt needs to move further, I feel like. Yes, because I totally play games that get me tilted. Not very often. There was something. I think there was something that made me angry once on stream. Oh, hold on. I'm getting a birthday phone call from family, so I will be right back. I am done with the birthday phone call, but I'm gonna make my lunch real quick since I saw, like, I started making it during the phone call, but just letting you know, yes, the ad break is over, but I will be back shortly. All right. I did close out the other file of me while I was gone, just to help make sure that computer didn't try to crash while I was gone. I have my sandwich now. I'm probably gonna mute my mic and eat and try to work in between bites. I'm gonna mute mic while eating. Gwenny, come on! I had to let Gwenny out briefly while I was away as well. And now she's being a blood. But yeah, I'm gonna mute my mic, work on things, nom at the same time. For a little bit. As I've also got a Gambit really trying to steal my sandwich. That's mine, sir. Mine! Thank you for the head pat. Yes. What are you making for dinner if you got time to answer, though, Celestial? Because I did see half lurky state. Did you make your own dinner? Ooh, pasta. Yeah, we're probably gonna make a cheesy pasta type thing for dinner tonight ourselves. Stop trying to steal my sandwich. I had a thought and I lost it. Oh yeah, I find it really funny. I tend to chew on just one side of my mouth, and I noticed earlier that when I'm chewing while tracking the model, because I have mouth X on the ears just kind of go crazy, because if I'm chewing on one side, it triggers the mouth X. Today we're using just like a regular spaghetti noodle, because that's what the recipe originally called for, but I think next time I'm going to do like a fettuccine. A thicker noodle. Lower lashes. Org. That should be that one. Ooh. That's the bottom portion. That's the top. So those I think are all bottom lid. Okay. Bottom lid org. With that bottom lid, I'm gonna want the lower lashes to go inside of there. Why is this? Okay, I see. I want this to go above the sclera for organizational purposes. So I want that to take all of those things. I'm going to have it take the corner as well in that inner portion there. Because I want everything that isn't this top portion on here, and all of this is connected around anyways. I might not use the organizational bit for actually moving stuff, but again, it's for organization. Which also with that, I'm going to want these things in there as well, because those need to move with this. Because some of it will move on this no matter what. It's like with eyeball X, when I make the eye skins move as a whole, I'm going to want that to follow properly. That's part of why I've already made sure to organize our toggles into here. Okay, and then you're part of the eye fold. Oh, that's a good question. Does that move with it, or does it just fade out when the eye closes? One will figure it out. For now, it's gonna get... That one I know is the one that I believe is gonna be behind the eye. Oh boy. Figuring out how I want things to move is always the fun part of this. It's like, so with my model, move me over here. Bing! Ah, giant coffee while I'm making myself larger. So you'll see with mine how I've got the creases above my eyes. I don't move them down super far and they get lighter because that's essentially just the shadow of the eye socket. But that doesn't always look good with all art styles. Sometimes it ends up just looking kind of funky. And with this one, I don't know if I'm going to want to leave part of it up there. Also with the downturnedness of the eyes, I'd have to definitely reshape it as it goes down. If I do that, or just everything goes with it. Maybe it spaces out a little bit more. But homemade chicken. I know how to say that word, but I'm afraid to try to say the word and my brain just like mess it up right now. Elbow noodles for a cheesy pasta. I'm currently eating a ham and pastrami Swiss sandwich. And I'm going to take a sip of this coffee in just a second. Since I was specced with a giant coffee. Org. I guess let's call it top lid. The other one's called bottom lid. Okay, but then those two also go in there. You're the shadow behind it, so you're going in there though, because you're... That's where it gets kind of questionable, right? Because it's... This is the part that I think would stay up, potentially. So this part here, that part is definitely going into the bottom lid. Not you. I wanted to grab it as a whole thing. As a whole thing. There we go. So the whole thing's coming with it now. And then top lid at the moment is these parts. I definitely think... Yeah, the makeup one, eyeliner, not eyeshadow. Not that. I wanted the whole organizer. That part definitely has to come with, right? Then these little shiny guys. These two. Those need to move with this as well. So when this moves down, that's going to come with sure. Because that's gonna be like when the eyes close, this is like the eyelid shape. Where is that guy? You? Here. Yeah, I could shrink it here. Leave it there. Ah! What did it do? It did something. It was indeed repossessed from Iscariot's lunchbox, known as my fridge, because he didn't actually make his lunch. But like, he had a whole thing of it. I can steal 2 slices, and probably 2 more slices tomorrow. And he'll still have plenty. So for a moment, I'm going to turn those off. Oh, and the iris too. Then I can look at this. Let's make the width more. Way more than that. Come on, let's go to like 30. And then start with 10 on that. 40. Okay. Go into a temporary deform tool. Yes, I do have paths selected. Ding. 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 And I'm not keeping whatever I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to get an idea as to how I want that stuff to move. Which, you know what I should have done before that? Hello. ArtMesh resetter. There we go. Although in this case it's a former reset, but I digress. Would move you guys. Hello. Just try to move. Thank you. Do it super stretchy. Don't normally like squishing the eyelid in, but I'm probably gonna have to with the shape of this one. But again, we're not actually setting this up for right now. I'm just trying to see what's underneath the eyeball still and figure out what bits I think need to move with it. This here, shadow of that, because let's see, we have that is clipped to the sclera. Right. In the sclera, pink is a couple layers. Where's the other one? This one. Okay, I put it up there. The last shadow, I wanted it in here as well. Okay. Yeah, because now that's moving with it, so now we're not seeing it. And you can see, though, now that layer is larger than it looks, so that's why we're seeing it here. Because the sclera at the moment is technically there. We just turned it visually off. Once the sclera follows it as well, that won't be happening. But since this is here, I can do this real quick. We're just gonna squish that in temporarily. That way we just can't see it. There we go. What I'm trying to see is what layers up here I want to keep is up there, right? So we have this line here. Arguably, it can stay in that general area if I lighten it a whole bunch. Like it would come down a little bit is the potential thought there. Yeah, because this here, that's that general shading, so that's what's making it so it still looks like, hey, that's the back of an eyeball more so. And like with that, we would also do this guy here. I'd probably like stretch it out just a little bit, you know, here. Doesn't help that I didn't put it on the thingy. Yeah. It could be like a little longer, or it could just stay the way it was. Okay. So let's see. That's you. This is a eyelid. Yeah, so for the lid bits here. Because I could do the eye fold. Fine. What's that? Arguably, we could take all of this. Right? Figure out what's going on over there. Is that something that might need to move too? This, I believe, is part of the shadow with the brow. This here. Together. No matter what, that's going together, I think. So let's do eyelid org. It's just a question of, is it going in with that? Right? Because I could do eyelid here. Select for movement. I go here. What? Let's move there. I would like the eyelid and that to go together. Why is the lower lash org saying it's up here? And the top lid. Oh, but I guess the lower lashes are inside of there. Okay, so I want that to go way below that anyways. There we go. That way it's just in the order I'm looking for up here. So right now, if that curves, that stays up there, and I could lower the opacity of like these various things, so that way it looks more like, you know, similar to what I was saying with mine, where it looks like the skin isn't as folded and therefore it's a lighter color. Dinner making has turned into dinner eating. Nice. I can do like that. Or we put it back and I stick it in with that. Arguably, it could just move with it. Obviously, it's crunching funky because like I'm not doing it the correct way. I'm just doing it with a deformer. Deformer that I didn't even increase that stuff of. Like 40, 10, like the other one. Yeah. So like either it can move with, which like that looks very extreme because, you know, it's, again, not how I'm going to actually do it. I've been struck! Coffee sip time. I am remembering to eat the sandwich. The sandwich is about half eaten. I will take another bite now, though. Blue, I guess I want your opinion on this one. Are you gonna want all of it to kind of move together and have kind of like the facility of, I could not say words, of an eyelid thing, or this where it'll move down and we'll just kind of like lower that opacity? Kind of depends on how these other bits work as well, though. Where are you? What is this? I think that's... Yeah, so that shadow over there is in with the brow. Where are my brow? There's the brow. I get rid of that one real quick. So yeah, without the eyebrow shadow over there, that looks a little better. And I might just have to adjust how that's working, because like it's layering over that in a funky way. So this here, let's go ahead and mesh it on here, would be something like that. Obviously this is still going to move down slightly, even if it stays with the lower opacity situation, so that way it still would look more rounded out, I think. So that was getting rid of the eyebrow so we could get rid of that over there. I think I kind of like that. Obviously, like, where are you? You can go ahead and, like, again, because I don't like the shape of the bottom here either. But, like, more like this. Okay, hold on. That back. Where is you? Put you in there. And then which piece are you? You're that piece up there. Okay, you're gonna move with the brows more than the eyeball, I think. But yeah, so that would be the concept. I think there'd be more of a push on this side as well, because like if that's moving down, that should move down too. Like, as a concept. Hi, Blue! Yes, I had a question for you. So when it comes to, this is not the correct shape in any way, shape, or form. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm separating these layers. It's just a quick example concept. So I could keep this part here as like the upper eyelid separate, and then like it gets lower opacity. I can even make it a little lower as it closes. I'd probably keep this layer's opacity separate from the rest of it, because that's like makeup-y part. Which actually I feel like that was probably a different opacity a moment ago, and I probably just messed it up. It says it's 100. Anyways, so it can either be when the eyeball opens and closes, like that stays separate. We have this general kind of vibe here. Probably leave that a little darker. Or alternatively, if this moves with the top lid, then all of it would like move down together. Why is it doing it that way? Because it's still actually doing a bend. Okay, hold on. If I just do that. Yeah. So obviously that looks messy because like everything's not moving very well. And then again, it's too curved right now for this concept because the eyeball being shaped like this, I just didn't push it down far enough over here. In fact, I can just there. So it'd be more like that if everything's in there, or we can have the like upper socket vibe. First method. I'm just gonna hit the undo button until I get the, yeah. And with that thing, okay, yeah, the eyelid's back out. Okay, that is just a ding. But with that, I still want this to come down a little bit more. That way it feels more like it's evenly moving. Maybe the center goes a little more. But like, that's just the general concept, again, because I have to completely actually do that from scratch. I was just trying to figure out what layers felt like it would stick here with the eyelid versus what's moving with the eyelash. And that feels like the correct split. The only other issue is I might need to mess with, so the eyebrow comes with this little side shadow. It says it is clipped to the face, but it's going down, I think, a little too far because it's getting into our eyeball situation. So I might need to look into that. Or maybe it's going to move with the eyeball to some degree, but I don't think it should. I just need to clean it up slightly and like do like an opacity like in the art layer, kind of make the edge of this a little more transparent over on the bottom so that they don't overlap so much. When the eyes open, it looks fine, but as soon as the eye has to start moving, if that's not moving with it, which it shouldn't, I don't think, it looks weird. Because even it's not meshed yet. Like, that would be weird, I think. So I think it needs a cleaner edge to go along the brow, potentially. Because, like, without it, the eyeball looks fine. But when it's on, you get this little bubbly situation happening. Okay, let me turn some layers back on, because it's you and the sclera needed to be turned back on, and the bottom lid coordination should be big. And then, oh look, even though I had that stuff off, I had about the right spot for where the bottom of the eyelid is. I'm debating if I want to keep that, because, like, that's not a terrible starting point for that. What's everything that's selected on here right now? Put that plate away. You can come off of there. Because you were just a problem because the other thing wasn't moving. Select. So, these guys. I wonder if that would work. Could be an option. It might be weird. Could be an option. It's like, what if I put that in there? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, no. Arguably, I could glue the sclera to the top and bottom lids to make it close, but that feels like way more work than necessary. Okay, but yeah, it should just be those two things. So I'm going to just change those over to wherever eye open is. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is eye open right there. That is technically what that is mimicking. That'll be a good starting point for that eventually. You can have a third point. Just to make it happy. That's just a starting pretend mimic. It'll get more detailed later. Still be listening while working as per usual. Big speen! Speen. Consumed and clean. Back into the works. It's another bite of sandwich from me. Pretend mimic. Me and the mimics all of the time. I swear, I haven't played Phasmo in forever, but I bet you, I would be willing to bet if I were to play Phasmo, it would be a mimic. Like me and the mimics every time. There were so many. I'm almost tempted to just like open Phasmo, go into a thing, select mimic, and leave immediately and see if I win. Because like that's how much the mimics loved me. It was too often. And then I'm always like, it could be a mimic, don't you think? And they're like, no, it couldn't be a mimic. 10 minutes later, I think it's a mimic. I told you I'm cursed. I told you. I do feel like I recall many a times, anytime I played as well and Poin was there, walk in, died at Banshee. Oh, okay. I never got good at surviving in the game. Okay, I did copy paste that over already. I'm being rude. They started it. Yeah, that's that shadow. Do I want to mesh those together? I mean, they're literally the same shape. The second one's just a solid color multiplied. Or is it literally the same, actually? If I make it normal, it is different. Okay. Another bite of sandwich. Ah, yes, the mimic is just a confused adolescent. I don't know why, but that actually, like, kind of made me really laugh. Confused adolescent. The mimic. Confused adolescent murderer. Who may have been murdered. It depends on the ghost. But, you know. I think that's good. I need to go ever so slightly more. Ding! Turn that guy back on. You. Wouldn't you be angry too if you got before you could figure out who you are? Before you could discover yourself? I don't know why, but this is just really amusing to me. Like, you're not wrong, I suppose, but like, it's just really amusing to imagine that the Phasmo ghost going at you all of the time is potentially just confused. Or is the mimic the one that cannot go? It's been a while since I've played. No, don't do that. Dang, there we go. Mimics can ha. Who can't ha? Onis. Onis cannot ha. cannot fish bait hoo-ha-ha. Not sure why fish bait hoo-ha-ha was brought up recently. I remember there was someone. Like, this reminds me of the sound. It was a person's parent. That's what it was. This was a real life interaction where the fish bait hoo-ha-ha was recently mentioned in my life. I don't socialize in the real world very often. It's not very often that real world things occur. Oh, let's see. Implementation of sound recorders. Ghost are more chatty. Ah. Alright, so now, real quick, I just want to do this, because I want to see if this is moving the way that I want it to. That looks pretty bendy. That's one heck of an eyebrow shape.
Happy birthday.
Siege! Welcome in. Thank you. I didn't realize Bun Bun would read that. Cool. Bun Bun reads subscription messages. I think if both of them were doing that, I don't know how much it would look like thinking and more like... I guess it looks more like thinking than other things. I was thinking like, just like, I can't think of the words. It's fine. I don't need words. I'm just gonna get rid of that now, though. It beans. It bends nicely. That's what we needed to know. How are you doing today, Siege? And I do get bubbles, my bubbles, but like, not without context. It's been a while since Nemo. It's like, yeah, that is part of the shadowing happening in there. That does need to be connected with it. Well, it is connected. It's just not meshed, so it's not moving. Hold on. Actually, it isn't connected. Where is it then? Oh, it's just up there. Okay, well, we'll put it in there. The nose contour is specific to that eyeball. The shadows, though, are the same on both sides. And this bit here is a problem. Do I want that? Probably not. What I think I do want... I want glittery layers, triangles. Okay, there should be a different eye texture one that's a little bigger. Okay, where is the one I'm thinking of? I mean, I guess that one will work. This one. This one. Bing. Bing. I can also just 4 division it if I need it to be bigger. Bing. This. I don't want any of the weird flattish sides in there. This. No. Right. 4 division. Ding. That should be good. Not you. Delete. Delete. Now, do I just delete that and then connect that manually there? Or do I want to add things? Undo my buttons, thank you. Delete. I am doing okay. I'm glad that you are doing well. It has been a day. Because doggo has been a doggo. As is doggo tradition. That should work. Just pull the top of this entire box up ever so slightly because it was not quite lined up there. Ding! Sparkle, sparkle. Now, you can probably still work this the way I had before, even though the deformer is smaller than that ArtMesh. Because it's gonna pull it down there too much. Well, don't you just look sad? Just remove the kind of smile there. Shadge. Okay. I might want to remake the organizer for that to exist in there as well. Hold on. How did it go? Not that bad. I think it was just because I was using the temp deformer and able to adjust it. Yeah, so I might have to adjust the makeup more directly afterwards. Where is so many things? Let me move the eye folder up. This would be eye and brows would be the first two things I get done. Hold up, thank you. Might just need to invert that shadow. But I can't invert the shadow because it has to be masked to the face. Although could if I were to invert it, I need to invert it to layers underneath. Then it'd be inverted to like this stuff here so that it doesn't stack on it. But what if it looks weird? Well, what if it looks weird? I do technically have a solution to it needing to be masked to the face. It's technically a mask hidden over here. This chunk made some kind of ear mask, and I'm not really sure what its purpose was, I'm gonna be honest. I looked at it and I was like, I don't know exactly how this is gonna help me. But I'm sure there's a reason it could help me in the future. So I left it be, because I'm like, this might be helpful. If they made it, I'm sure there could be a reason I could think of. And it might come in handy with this, if I need to invert it to anything down here. Hold on, where is the sclera? I wasn't gonna do it yet, but this being a thing. Sclera, you go here. H. Why is the sclera like that? I know the answer is because of this big old highlight guy. I know that is the answer. But like, what? Do I want that to move with the other thing actually? Those two shadows work together. I think they should. Well, where's the other one? Top lid, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna move you into there. You'll move down with it. Well. Then light bulb. It's fine. What I'm gonna do. Normally you don't do this. Normally you make sure everything fits inside just fine. However, I think in this instance, I should be fine to just go around the sclera itself and have no problems. Oh, make sure I undo that connection on the organizer or it's going to give me problems in a little bit. Control again. Ding. Don't think I need to increase the ArtMesh for it, but okay. Alt. Crunch. Down. So for right now, I just need it to be out of the way. It's not correct. It's doing weirdness, I'm sure, but... And where is our bottle? I just need to be able to see the thing. There. A completely incorrect closing of eyeballs, just so that way I can see this over here. Trying to figure out to do you. Like, the edge of that is a problem. So, where are my eyelid stuffs, right? This one, namely, I think will help. But I might just need all of the things. Both of those together would probably manage it. So let's do these two. We're gonna go to our eyebrow here. Flip. And reverse. They're still showing up down there because it's not solid enough, huh? Take all those here. Oh, not helping. Go ahead and put your head connection back. Back to being glued to the head. I think it helped, but it wasn't enough. Meow meow! Welcome in. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. How are you doing? I got like 2 bites of my sandwich left, so we're gonna take one more bite. Indeed, cake. When I was using Emote Lab to make the things, I saw the cake one and I was like, my birthday is coming up. I should go ahead and grab the cake too. Plus then I can give other people cake. Cake emote. What the hell have you been, Mew Mew? Rui! Welcome in. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Yeah, my one doggo has been spitting up lately. More often than normal. But she also likes to try to eat socks and fuzz from the couch, so it's somewhat normal of her to do this, but she was like kind of upsetties about it the other day, so I'm having to keep an eye on her. She seems fine at this point, but like, I understand the general stress of a critter not behaving the way they normally should, and therefore, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? What are you doing? What are you doing, creature? Creature, do I need to be more concerned? Okay, so like this was a very quick, just I needed to have an example blink eyeball situation, because like also like things are sticking out while they shouldn't be over there. Like overall, like for just getting it to do something, it doesn't look that terrible. Obviously, like the lashes are all sorts of crazy looking. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with this. Did I? You can't see the layer I clicked on, but I keep forgetting. There's technically a hand layer in front of this face, and I went to click the shadow here. Instead, I got a fingernail. Meow meow! Thank you so much! Oh my goodness, you've started another hype train, it says. Hype train number 2! Holy moly, thank you so much, Mew Mew! When hair is on, that is a good question. Because I think ultimately the answer is after stream, I'm gonna have to use a brush using transparency to just kind of mellow out the edge of this. But we can quickly look. Turn off bald. So with hair and having the hair shadows going on, you can still kind of see it like happening under there a little bit, but it's not nearly as much of a thing. And definitely if we're zoomed out, like no one's gonna really notice that too terribly much. 'Cause yeah, here, everyone can see your hair now. Look at the luscious locks of much green. Luscious locks. There's the words I'm trying to say. Where did the eyeballs go? Eyeballs. Ink. Ink. Yeah, so you remember how I said, like, I don't normally like having it completely line up with the bottom eyelid anyways? It's like, that's the one problem with this, is it's a little low, for my personal opinion. I think that stands correct too, because like there's this perfect spot if it goes just up slightly to be missed by the hair. Your eyebrow is currently kind of hidden. Although it does look very sag right there. Like that is a very good sag expression that I've got it doing at the moment. But I don't... Yeah, you're not gonna have inner up. Do I have inner up still listed here though? I do, because I can... So technically inner up is something that you can do with VBridger, but we can still technically rig it and oh, I have not gone through and made things a bajillion blend shapes yet. I gotta go through and make things a bajillion blend shapes. But then I can make it so that, like, if you do crying, it can have the sad connected off of that instead. Let me select that, because that's the eyebrow org. I'm gonna change that over to... Where are the brows? Brow... Oh, hold on. I don't know... Oh, it's not gonna let me do it, because it's gonna need to be a blend shape, isn't it? Yeah, it's gonna need to be a blend shape. It's going to be this one, edit parameter, make it a blend shape. And then we're going to copy the current shape, go here, and get rid of that. Go here, make it a thing, here, paste. So now is back. So looks slightly different. Might have done a weird, hold on. Sometimes things do weirds. Let's do... shape. I feel like I'm missing things. Hold on. Another opinion with the current expression, but it's not that time of day. Blue does in fact remain green. With a green screen, you will never find blue again. Okay, hold on. Actually, I want to take this and reflect that. That's normal. Rid of that. That one. Shift C. Ding. 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 Alright. The hype train has ended. I've gotten another emote today. Okay, so here, Control Shift V. Ding. Look like that. And if I were to do this and that at the same time would probably like break. It does indeed. Alright, but that doesn't need to do that anymore. Because now it's connected on this. And that would only trigger inside of another thing. It's fine. And we'll make it look better later. Bing. Does he have browse? Also, to go through and remember everything that needs to be a blend shape. I've made that a blend shape already. Okay, I know open isn't a blend shape, and smile won't be a blend shape in this form, I don't think. Because this is not V-Bridger, smile is going to affect open and close.
Chugga chugga choo choo. Sending a birthday train full of birthday cake and presents.
Blue would thrive in Hollywood. You also have blue screens though. Like Blue could have been blue and just been like, I will sneak up on you on a blue screen. End of sandwich.
Birthday. Birthday, 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 birthday.
It does say it kind of funny. Alright. Moving on. Back to bald. Yeah, I'd probably make that curve like even more when I actually go to do it for realsies. Like here. All right. Moving right along. Why is Evil Eyes apparently my default selection for the eye color? What is that easy mode? Easy mode out here just with the horrifying thing. It's just a couple of emotes, that's all. Nothing weird here at all. No. All right. So finally the eyes and the eyebrows are done. Let's go to the nose. Where is the nose? Wait, nope, there's one more layer actually in the eyebrows, because this nose contour, this guy, is in there as well. How do I want to do this one? I think I'm going to do a line on this side because that's where it's darkest, and where I'm going to want the most control over it. Ah, giant coffee! Thank you for the birthday wishes! Oh god, easy. The other versions are just worse. Stop doing them in so many cursed directions. Thank you for the head pet. And oh goodness! Ah! Rui! I forgot Rui was also a user of the Max Bonks. Because between you and Carmine, all of the bread. I was not inviting you, Carmine! No, I would not prefer if you have a nose, or I don't know. How terrible is it with a nose? Is that even a nose? Oh, I see. I see. Now we're like mixing forms. I did say your name, because you and Rui are the ones who like to beat me up the most. I can English sometimes, I promise. Alright, real quick. I see that we have unlocked 2 more crops over here. Do still need the red onion. Do I still need the green tomatoes? No, it looks like we're good on green tomatoes, finally. Green tomato field. Die. Perish! Become green bell peppers. I remember needing peppers for like 5 million years in this game. What about the kidney beans? Am I finally done with those? I am. Okay, kidney beans can go away and that will become a watermelon. Bam. Our 2 new things have found fields. Let's remove everything from those fields that we don't need. So we can plant new things. If you do exclamation point join, you too can work on the farm. An exclamation point, various colors. You can change your color. Look, it's a Rui. Rui has started off gold. Means there's several colors. I don't remember them all offhand. Blue, orange, pink, red, purple, gray, I believe. Let's check on the robot. Robot says it has a watermelon thing that's blue. That's nice. Those suck. Those all suck. And check on the bees. Ding, 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 ding. And then we could work on having some aminos. I haven't actually shut up any aminos yet. So we need like an animal feeder. You know what we haven't done? I have not finished upgrading all of these things. We were doing that last time. Upgrading the devices, and I forgot. Upgrade all of the devices. So much technology. The other things that we need, we're going to do aminos. Gonna need, here's your lowest crop to a feeding trowel. Flex animal waste. I'm gonna need some animal waste collection bots in the general nearness of. So one can go there, and I guess one can go there. And then I would need these guys for fertilizing. Probably just put a row of those over here. Stores animal waste and converts it into fertilizer. I think I'm gonna bulldoze this storage unit because there's one right there. And we'll turn that into this over here. I'm gonna want another one of these up in this area, and then another waste spot or 2. The animals are probably gonna be over in this direction, but just in case. And then feeder bot in order to actually feed the creatures. Give me the monies. 2 fields. And we've got a decent-ish amount of fossils. Okay. Rui, you are awesome and super cool. Although I don't think, as far as I'm aware, you haven't streamed in like forever, have you? Or did... I'm not cool. I'm not cool. I'm not cool.
Whoa.
I'm not cool. I'm not cool.
Why did it open the thing making sound?
I'm not
Stop
cool.
that.
Ah! You click one button and it decides you've clicked different buttons than what you said. Now, I should not lurk someone in the background, but at the same time, I want to lurk someone in the background, so that's gonna happen now. Since it decided to do that to me anyways, we're just gonna lurk them over there. No, I probably won't ever will. Maybe I might stream here and there, but no more VTuber persona. Really? No more VTuber persona. That's fair and all, but you haven't streamed in a while, and I was like, I mean, not that much, but you didn't have to call me out, and then realized it wasn't me you're talking to. Yeah, so Rui used to stream, way back when we first met, and then just kind of fell off, and then Mew started streaming, and just kind of hung around in Mew's instead. Rui instead demoted themselves from being streamer and promoted themselves to being mod, which is more than 3 years ago, yeah. Yeah, because it opened your page and decided that my voice was coming through. And I was like, oh, okay, why is that happening? And like, yeah, that was 3 years ago, apparently. Yes, Rui took on the support role instead. A very important role, but still. But yeah, easy mode wasn't calling you out on that one. You have streamed more than Rui, for it has been like 3 years apparently since Rui has streamed. Alright, we're gonna confirm that. Yeah, this is the harshest part of this thing. Oh, I probably should not have confirmed that. I'm gonna redo it. 'Cause I want the bottom to be narrower. Yeah. This can be narrower, as I said. Well, I wanted it to be narrower because it can be. Wonder if I should ask Chunk if she would like to do a head angle reference. She did one for Prof at a point. I don't know if she would want to do that again. I don't know how necessary I would find it at this point. So I have improved since then. I might not have done a lot, but trust me, I have improved. I have better understandings of things, trust. It's just also like the nose layers on Prof. I was trying to figure out the best way for things to an angle on angles. Alright, I think that should be good for that. I think that is getting everything in there. It's mostly here where you can really see the edge of what that's doing, and this can also still give us some stuff because that's in there. Oh, I wonder if that's going to be weird when this eyeball closes. You're inside of eyebrows as a whole, so if I flip you over, temporary flipping your shadow. And that looks fine. I mean, it is low. Yeah, but it's just making like what's already there slightly darker. It's not that big of a deal. Engage weirdness factor. Stretch. Stretchy stretch. What time is it? It's almost 2 o'clock. Which, let me check the weather again. Looks like perhaps the thunderstorm moved in a slightly different direction. Yeah. Looks like I should still get some more rain in the next little bit here. But hopefully I don't get the thunder. So yay! Yeah, around 1 there was like a chance of a storm nearish me. And then around 2 was like another chance. It was like Okay, so nose, contour, sorted. So, and then that's staying connected to the eyebrow. Because obviously that contour is going to move with that eyebrow, you know? That makes sense. You have what? That. So if we go to brow, add that real quick into being also a blend shape. I take this one, go here, Control Shift C. This is a copy of the other one if I know correctly. So I should be able to just do that. It does not. Okay, because I changed the numbers on that one. 40 and 12. 40 and 12. Okay, Control Shift C. Warp 46. Warp 47. Control Shift B. Okay. I do need to make it flip. This button is my menu for that? No. This button is my menu for that. Warp Deformer. Invert. Flip use Control Shift V. Undo. B. Undo again. Hello. Let me go back to you real quick. Make sure I've copied the correct thing. Be a flip. Oh, hold on. Manual setting for the center of my canvas. That's what that problem actually was the fact that it was... I haven't used this tool yet today, so it went wherever it felt like. Okay, well that's not correct, because that hasn't been meshed yet. Okay, you know what? You know what? Here, you come here. You come here. Control C, Control V. Okay, it took a very long time to think about all of that. Grim, welcome in. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Oh, apparently Blue petted da Bun Bun. How are you doing, Grim? Thank you for the birthday wishes. I'm trying to sort this thing out. Select for movement. Go to, no, not that. This. Move here. Okay, and then this. Here. You're going to flip. How am I going to make you flip? I think that might be the best way. Do that real quick. Control C. Inverting. Over that way. Go. No. I did the wrong kind of thing. Hold on. Control Shift C, Control Shift V. What I would want to do. Okay. Not what I want. This one. Actually, you're inside of the organizer, right? So that actually should just flip properly if I tell it to flip. Right? Okay. You do actually just flip properly, only because you're inside the organizer. If it wasn't inside the organizer, it would not flip the way it's supposed to. Okay. All that's in here, which means this now can be deleted, including that shadow. Delete. And then this guy here is not staying in there because I don't want it to get lost. I'm just going to temporarily stick that in here so that we can make this move. Wow, why are you crunching like that? What has happened? Okay, it has to do with the fact that you're outside of that deformer. Okay. So that I'll have to move manually afterwards, which is fine, but it does need to move with the eyebrow. So when the eyebrow goes down. Not that many points. This many points. Like that would go down with it. Something like that. And like obviously that's changing the shape of the nose a little too much there. But yeah, like that's the concept. Okay. It'll work. It'll work. But yes, we're going to keep that there. You're connected to the left side. Into the actual nose. That's where we want to go. You just woke up? I wish I had just woken up. I did not want to get up today. And then, oldest gremlin isn't going to be home for the next, like, 2 days, so it's going to be, like, arguably quieter here for a little bit. It's going to be crazy. Alright, so the contour there is dealt with now. Both of those are attached to it. I don't care to get rid of it. Not trying to connect the brows. Don't do that. Eyes. Yeah, that's not even a real blink yet. It's just pretending. Nose. 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 How many layers of nose do we have? More than you would think. It's not that bad. Okay. So this one is... little scritchy lines. Okay. No, not that button. This button. Thank you. Here. You know what? Let's put that box back, actually, I think. What we're gonna do is kinda just like split it kind of funky. This. Oh, I should be redo mirror edit, and then this should actually be in the center of the model because it's the nose. So I should be able to just tell it the center math and call it a day. This one to there, and this, and I was going to take you, and I'm just going to drag you like this way, and then I'm going to make some like triangles inside of these shapes. But I kind of felt like I wanted like the line-ishness of these to be maintained a bit more than if I didn't do this, and I feel like just doing triangles outright would have not helped keep the separation as well as I would have wanted. Okay. And then inside of that, do something. This. This. Don't need that. You can just become kind of triangular-y. Does feel spaced out. Hello. I'm holding shift when I move these things over a lot, and if I don't undo the shift click, that's when it's like, ah, yes, I'm going to maintain that on the other thing and become a problem. That's why it keeps becoming a problem. So far out from the box. I can tell that obviously it's one of those weird opacity situations, but like, why do you do this way? I would like the box in the center too. Hello, all of you. That, and I'm gonna go into solo mode real quick and make sure. Inactive color. Do I need that to be darker? Yeah. Oh. It's not super helping me out. I don't know. I don't think going in towards an orange is gonna help. Like, this is such a low opacity thing. It's getting a lot of its green from the thing below it. Still. Let me make sure I put on my ArtMesh resetter button. Okay, I can, so just kind of like, be like this, but then like, be able to squish that in, right? Be able to stretch that. Like, I don't think I'm gonna really need to curve it. wanted to curve it. Can I? Yes. Okay. That'll do. Next, align. Alright. Don't need mirror select for this. Do I? I can make sure it's super centered. Although, for whatever reason, the nose line itself, like to the side. Yes, it is. It's, got that. And there's highlight up there. And this, and then shadow. So 2 shadows. Highlight. Lines up there, and this line. Line is not quite centered. It's just like because of how the thickness goes. Because it's leaning into the shadow a little bit. Okay. Wheel. Do mirror edit. Do a 2. Hello. That's massive. I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to make the same kind of line I normally would make. But I'm just trying to super be sure that's going to be on the center. Be super dense. Be thinner. Definitely too dense. But I will just more manually do this, it's fine. I want the ArtMesh itself to be in the center of the model. Because it's the nose. I just feel like that's going to be the thing that helps me out here. Just want to make the width a little wider then to make that completely fit. Ding! Now, you bend the way you should. Fantastic. Ow, my neck. Nose cry shadow. Are you specific to crying? Is that shadow specific to crying? Time to go look at my references. Do, not that button. Rigging. Model files. This button. That button. That button. That button. This button. This button. This button. If it was meant specifically for crying, it got left to turn on in other places. That's for sure. That's why I wasn't sure. Let's take a look at you. Do you has it? Yes. Nose. Nose indeed. But this here, I think, was supposed to be specific to the crying, because it's literally called a cry shadow. However, it's just here. And it looks like it was turned on for like every version of things, whether crying was on or not. So I think it just kind of became part of your nose at all times. Obviously, we can change that. Do you want crying nose lines at all times, or only when crying? Let's see, I think that's what guideline is on. I can turn that off. Showing guide. Which one is that? Is that the... That. Okay. Oh, that's why it was so green. That line was still on. Okay, so we can have cry lines on all the time on the nose, or less. So yeah, I also felt like these were more like a specific blush, but they're also turned on all the way. And cry shadow for crying only. Okay. Where is the crying button? Crying button should be under regular toggles. This one. For now. That. Yeah, I know this line blush is on all of the time. That's, I've noticed, was for sure how that was working. Because that was something else I checked, because I was like, depending on art style, sometimes that's also something that's more specific to like a certain emotion, to having the blush with specific things. Yeah, so now that will be in there only. We have more of that. Okay. Alright, I just did the line a second ago. We need the highlight and then our two shadows. Okay. Let me save real quick, take a sip of my coffee. Yeah, because I'm guessing by the fact that it's literally called Cry Shadow, that it wasn't meant to be turned on for everything else. Why is that window stuck up there? Bad window, go away. That one likes to break on me too. Especially because that was a window I opened by accident earlier. What's that window? That's the Paste Special Form window. Okay, those can go away. Honestly, I think I'm probably going to get rid of everything that isn't the physics window. The physics window works properly. Everything else does not seem to work properly when I try to use these extra windows. There we go. Maybe Cry Shadow is a misnomer and it's like nose blush. Because it's definitely not something that was on Prof's, but Prof also, one, didn't get a crying situation, and two, art styles change. It's been a while since, you know, the other thing. Maybe Cry Shadow is missing. Okay, yeah, I just read that. Every time I check a picture of myself, I'm like, yeah, that is there. Yeah, because I mean, I can turn it back on if you want. But yeah, all of the pictures, it was on. But like, since it's named Cry Shadow, I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. That's up to you, because we can do either or, you know? Do you want to have little nose blush at all times or not? That is the question. Because I can do either or. So, this... I want line straight down. And do it on the edge of this, I think. Well, actually, no, it doesn't need to be on the edge of that. It can be on what looks like the hard line of this. Just want to try to make sure that it looks like it's going straight, though. Okay. Cry Shadow only form, then. To about here, there's a bit of a strange shaping on here. Do that. Do this manually. Connect that minute. And ooh, not like that. Ooh, this one. That should, generally speaking, good. Put that there. Confirm. Ding, 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 ding. I think I'll just merge those two. Merge. Adjust these edges a bit. The spacing to be a little happier about all of this. So that, generally speaking, is good. And then gonna do, I'm gonna take this, pull it over here. Just gonna go out and around. This is another one where like you can kind of see it slowly hazing out, but where exactly it ends is kind of a guess. Like you can kind of still see like some of the weird warpiness in here. You're looking really hard. It can be difficult to be certain. It's normally, if you're wrong, it becomes obvious real fast in here, because you'll see like a harsh cutoff line. I think maybe we can come in a little closer. Then. So, okay, that looks like it's still okay. Okay, and then this will be nice and bendy. We will hide it as needed on the angle. Yes. Cool. Aha, my neck! But yeah, so it left that to be off here. It is connected to Cry now. Okay, so then Shadow 1, followed by Shadow 2. You guys the same shape. Kind of. I'm going to do the big shadow first. It's more solid looking, and then I will copy paste its thing and shrink it to the other one. Again, let's do click, click. Let's do that. Do that. And you can be a little less wide, I think. For you, that'll be fine. Do like this, and then let's try to stay along the more colorful part for this. You can be wider. Nope, not that button. It's supposed to be the density. The width here. Do something more like this here. Gonna be here. Like that. Yeah, we'll go like this. Line you up with those two. Adjust it slightly at the end as well. This one connected about here. I'm gonna make an excess side of it. Do you two get merged? Not you. You two get merged. Get merged, nerd. And these two, no, these two merged. Oh, something connected when it was supposed to before. That's why it was giving me a weird bill. Back there, go back there. And kind of like this. Going up to like here. There's some excess shadow outside of there. Yeah, you can connect like that. That'll be fine. And I shouldn't need anything in between there, I don't think. I'm going to copy that. Go with this one. Race. Which will be Alt Shift. It shrunk. No, just Alt. Yeah, that looks like it fits. Like I said, I was fairly certain that one was the copy of another. And then we put those together. I just can move that. Only... Okay, I might go back and make masks. Alternatively, I redo that and make a line there connected. Because the issue here is obviously if it goes too far that way, it's going to connect that. But if I had a mask, it would be easier for... Let's throw all of that onto our mesh resetter. Okay. So if my nose as a whole... Not that way. Okay. The whole nose was being bent... Let's make it more. We were taking the nose, right? And we're like, yeah, we're gonna bend it this way. Need that one fold. Why don't you fold? Why do I make you fold? Why do I make you fold in this mode? Hmm. Not something I think I've ever realized before. Okay, I'm gonna do all that then. I think it'll be easier to do it. For this, take this one, make that one a fold line. That way, it behaves better. And then from there, I want something like to go like this. Right. So if the nose was going this way, right? I would want these. Best way to do that, since the center is connected that way. Here, hello. This brush is huge. Thank you. I'm gonna like select without getting the outside. Like, see, now it's folding in a funky way. I'd just go like this then. Grab it. Like, no. Like, see how it's gonna fold back behind itself. So I might need a mask for each side. Like, it's gotta get crunched in. Obviously, that's moving too far on the bottom, yada yada. That would probably stay further down. And like the highlight, arguably, be getting bigger, exposing more. Like that's the other thing is we don't want the highlight crossing over either, you know? I might need to make a mask for each side of the nose. And obviously, like this would... If I'm just trying to squish it in, eventually start squishing it in too far and passing over. It would literally be easier if I could just pull it beyond and just have it hidden. Because if that part wasn't showing, that would look not terrible. But alas. That already disconnected like that. Edit form, revert to original. Okay, it was. I just didn't notice before that there was like this little bit of a split. Ooh, hey, you. Hello, why are you cut? Why are you like that? Don't do that. There we go. Did you have that problem too? Probably. You haven't. Don't know why. There we go. That should fix that. Little line guy can get deleted. Or the whole group. Need the line anymore. Yeah, I'm probably gonna want... to make a mask for each side of the nose. Which is fine. I should make myself some notes. So over actually, where did that window go? Hello, that one window is supposed to be always on top, and it has disappeared. Come over here, you. Okay. Do I already have a notes thing for this? With a different one, but I can use it. Notes for me. Okay. So... nose, a left and right mask. And then what was the thing, what was that layer called specifically in the eyebrow? Oh, it's not in the eyebrow, it's in the face, but it's eyebrow shadow. Right? Yes, it is in the eyebrow. Okay. Eyebrow. Soften the edge by the eyes. Nose, I want a left-right mask. Which, side note, Blue, something I can tell you right now, there's a setting in VTube Studio for how many masks you need, or how many masks it's willing to load, and, it's definitely gonna have to go at least to the second setting. Ugh. Because it counts for any kind of clipping masks at all, and currently the model stats say the clippings used is 268, and I have no idea if that's going up or down. Yeah, by the end of this. Because, like, currently the... thank you for the head pat. The left eye, its clippings will be considered the same as the clippings in the right in the end, so I think... it might not count as numbers, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it counts for each side. It's gonna be a time, because currently I think your clippings used is actually higher than profs, and I'm gonna have to investigate that as we keep going. It's one reason why also the hair highlights that I had to like do weird duplicate things with, I might try to make a new version of, which let me go ahead and put that in there, of make modified hair highlights. Because what I would want is, I think the hair highlights are currently a combination of 100 and 190% layer in its normal state, so I would want to make that and then merge them together and call that the one highlight layer and the other thing. I would just make one big highlight like that, and then I would duplicate it 3 times in Live 2D in order to make that be less, but that's still one thing that's going to get clipped to 3 things. But currently it's like 6 things being clipped because I've got 2 versions of everything. An ad break is about to start in like 10 seconds. And I am going to get up for a moment so I can stretch and get myself a tiny candy bar. And maybe we'll look at Rusty's while we're in this ad break. I think that's what we'll do. We'll do Rusty's and my candy bar. Okay, look, a gold coin for the beetroot. Take that. Bell pepper, great. Those, not good. I don't want less harvest. I don't want the bad cards. Oh, apparently the bees can get more bushes. I'll put this set of bushes on this side. So that way this last beehive can actually interact. Hub's got me a little like 6-pack of Milky Ways. They're not like the full-sized. I guess this might be a normal Milky Way size, but I feel like anytime you go to buy a candy bar, like all of the ones by like the register, they're all like, oh yeah, I'm totally king-sized, or massive and huge and large. I'm a large candy bar. Things like that. Just like, ah, yes. Candy bar, candy bar. I'm gonna get a little brown pig and a little pink pig. And then let's get the spotted little gray blue cow. And I like the spotted yellow cow. It's like one of my favorites. Looks like we could afford more things. I'll just leave it at that amount though to start with. I think I still needed some achievements regarding having like X number of animals. This game. I don't fully remember. I don't think I care to try doing that on this one right now though. Hello, Zero. How are you doing? Ah, that's not the button I wanted. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Sorry, I mean the Milky Way. And was chewing. So, but thank you for the birthday wishes. How are you doing, Zero? Oh, I see. Everything is in here in one spot. Let me at least separate the inner mouth from the outer mouth real quick. So it's inner mouth. And that could just stay out for now altogether. I'm not worried about adding in the tongue out stuff until after head angles. It's not better. She got over a cold. I'm fairly certain I was just having really bad seasonal allergies when that was being a thing. But yeah, generally doing pretty well at the moment. Okay, outer mouth, and then this is just going to be tongue out org. Just so we can keep these things organized. So this can go here. Hello, not there. Inside of the folder. Okay. It's tongue out. Then outer mouth. Can go there. The skin fang, I guess, can go inside of outer mouth. That'll be fine. Yeah, it's there. I want to move this folder for the time being below inside mouth, just so that it's easier for me to be organized when I'm working on this stuff. Because this, I'm not even going to mesh it right now. Tongue out stuff is all sorts of complicated. It is a time. Okay. I am afraid. Not dealt with a skin fang before, so that's gonna be fun. Should just be these 2 layers for everything in the inner mouth to be inverted to. Like that. First mask. Now, with that being masked, if I turn this invisible, still won't see anything. As soon as I start moving stuff. Creepy teeth! And other creepy teeth! Why is that? Oh! I gotta fix that. I'm like, why is that showing like a big thing? And that's why. Although that might be helpful. Because I don't quite like the angle that this is cut on. So having this set up like that means I can just grab the full circle instead more easily. That was originally our circle here. And then split it differently if it's giving me a problem. Because normally, let's get this and the top lip solo. Normally for a mask, I want it to go straight out the side over here. However, if it's meshed well enough, I might be able to get the same effect even though it's angled like this. Alright, erase. We want mirror edit on at this time. That is actually the center of our mesh. Thank you. Gotta go like this. Need to be this, 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 this. I want another circle there. This one can get kind of big. No, do get rid of circle here. So that is big. That now. Maybe here instead. That down. Or here, just a little bigger, because I feel like there's a bit of a haziness at the side. You're gonna go like that. This. 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 And this. Turn the stroke. I'm gonna pull this out even further. Ding. Ding. Okay. Let's those. Ding. Ding. Okay. So we're gonna copy that. Bottom lips. Leave are exactly the same. Appear to be located in the same spot. Good. Lip shine is not what I'm looking for just yet. Shade, yes. B. This looks like it's gonna be an alt stretch situation. Shift, maybe? No. Alt again this way. Let's leave it there. And a bit more. So this layer is a layer that Prof had a similar version of as well. This one is a bit troublesome. Sort out the best way to deal with. At least. Is out a little better. This is a funky shape here. But the other issue is that this layer kind of shading above and below the mouth. Like it's cut off here. Like shading above and below the mouth is a difficult thing to do when normally let's say I take the bottom lip. Well, let me real quick, even though this is going to be broken because of a circle up there. That like technically I can mildly ignore it that it's like that up there. However, it's still going to become a problem in the long run because of the ArtMesh. Just gonna grab here real quick. Take you and the bottom lips real quick. Ding. Warp. Find. Yes. Blue definitely wants bottom lips first. Thank you. Oh, that's right. I made your hardness like real low the other day. We're currently high. Or pretty high right now. Yeah, because I was doing something. 30's normally fine though. Okay. Back to this. So, what I was trying to say with that following, the lip shade, right, needs to move with both things. So like, if that's moving together though, the top loses its shading. And I think that's actually how I'm going to work with it this time, is that it's going to stay there with the bottom lip, because arguably the top lip, if either side's going to lose it, would be that one. But also if, say, apparently I took all of that with me, which makes sense, because all of this is the bottom lip. That's the bottom thing there. Okay, so let's grab this lip bottom. Okay, I'm going to want this as a deformer. 50. 40. Let's go 50. Don't quite need it to be all of this. Do that. Right now, I want to move everything that isn't the chin. Right? Let me pull that out of here and remake that. Lip bottom. Great. Seeing just the bottom lip move down and seeing the abyss behind. The abyss. Okay. So like with this, just as a temporary concept, right? If we were moving it this way, I will have to figure out why that's doing that in a minute. Like, if we were doing a smile, it would move kind of like this, right? Where are your bottom teeth? They're so far away. Yeah, those are getting moved up later. That's so far away. Ah, that looks creepy. Alright. Going for like just tiny example for the moment of, hey, mouth is opening, okay? Which... Control Shift C. I forgot to do the thing. Undo, 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 undo. ArtMesh, register. Control Shift V. Ding. So the shadow layer there, moving with the bottom lip kind of makes some sense, because like you're losing shadow on the top lip. I think that makes sense. With Prof, that's not how I did it. I duplicated it and had it for both the bottom and top. But it definitely felt weird. So is that... What layer is causing that right now? Oh, I think I know. Is it the lip? That's lip shade. Lipstick. Shine. So I guess it's probably just that the edge of this is further in, which that I can fix real quick, actually. Mouth skin. This. We're gonna redo our glue. Let me actually go ahead. Delete the glue. Mouth skin bottom. So this layer, actually, we don't want it to have this part. Reconnect from here to there. Ooh, no, we will not. We will still get rid of these parts, though. That's part of why I'm probably remaking the mask at the split corner. Okay. So now we redo the glue with the points that are still there. Find, ding, into the glue. Apparently I did it from the bottom this time. It's fine. Just make it teal instead. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. Back to the bottom lip. Hide things. There. So now that's not super happening. I think now what's happening is... Did you not move with it? You did not move with it because you're not mashed. You like barely moved with it. So I think that there is just like a thinness of the thing, but like it's not the bright green anymore, so that's more appropriate color. The bright green was bad. Okay, but yeah. And then like I'll adjust it slightly so like the shadow doesn't look quite as weird, but I think just keeping it with the bottom lip's gonna be the correct answer for the shadow bit. I do think I might have to redo that. We'll see. I did forget. We're gonna redo the glue either way. The other thing we gotta do is this. I need a copy of. It's gonna go down here. This one. Mouth skin. Mouth. Lipstick. Mask. Because on this and that. So where's our bottom lip? Bottom lip, Control C. Lipstick mask. This one. Similar to the top mask, but this one's going to move with the bottom lip. And the reason for that is this. Yeah. This one can go this way. So that way if I push the lipstick into the mouth, it won't actually go into the mouth. Ding, 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 ding. So it'll be... So I want this and the bottom lip be bound. Find. Why did it do it that way? Delete. Bottom lip skin. And do it that way. What? Okay. That one. And this one? Bind. And then both of those selected at the same time. Glue. Both of those can turn red. And then when it comes to lip mask, this one, since it's actually going to be anterior to the mouth, actually be made skinnier. You are invisible already, good. Okay, so means the bottom is dealt with, the mouth skin top still needs to be dealt with. Top lips, it's a chin. Top lip and the skin fang. Nope. Probably gonna put into top lip. Org. Top lip itself needs to be its own thing. Top lip. Okay, now bottom lip. How fat did I make that one? Why is there two? Right, because I made the one too big and I got rid of it. Okay. You're 50 by 10, so you should probably be 50. By 5. Don't think you definitely don't need to be 10 because you don't have lips in you. That sounds like a weird phrase. Oh, 5's enough though. Maybe 6. Let's go for 6. Okay. Then top lip. Copy. Mouth skin top. Actually, hold on. Where's this one? I can copy you. You are literally the same thing. And you're connected to the same shape. There we go. It's gonna be top lip to top lip skin. And this butt. Warmth. Binding. This, I have blue, red. Go. So now, I take top lip, bottom lip, top lip, bottom. Okay, skin fang will be its own thing that goes on there. But the bottom, I'm just gonna take this, pull it down slightly. No. Top lip. To see things slightly. That's fine. That's fine. Let me finish making things do things though. Let's see. It is this lipstick mask, so lip shine, lipstick, lip shadow. So it's just these two that I want. Lipstick mask, Control C. I'll reverse mask to that. So now, top lip is raised, and the lipstick goes up. It just disappears instead of doing something it shouldn't. Okay, so yeah, the lip itself is gonna get its own thing. The lipstick combined will probably get its own thing. This shadow, it's probably just gonna go in with the lip. Because so normally, I have a jack-o'-lantern vibes with the flesh fang still there. Ugh. Normally I've been doing mouths directly on the ArtMesh itself, but this time I'm going to do it on deformers, because with the deformers I can use the one menu to make things perfectly symmetrical. Because there's actually a lot of problems with mine where it's not actually perfectly symmetrical. The funnel actually loses a lot of symmetry, but it's fine. It doesn't look bad. But it just drives me just a little crazy, but I don't... it looks good, so I don't want to redo it all, but when I was doing the tongue out rigging for my model, it became much more obvious how unsymmetrical it was at certain points, and I was really tempted for a moment to redo all of the mouth. And then I remembered how long it takes to redo the mouth. And I went, nope, we'll just make it work. It's not like I'm gonna use tongue out a lot anyways. And if something's weird, whatever. It's still fun and cute. But I was like, yeah, I'm not redoing everything. Just because right at this moment I'm seeing how weird it looks. Like, no. That's unnecessary. Okay, excuse me. I went to take a sip of my coffee, but there was an ant trying to get into my coffee. And I was like, no. But I keep my coffee in a thermos because, like, I'm here forever and I still have coffee. It's still slightly warm. But I was making sure nothing got into my coffee for sure. But I normally keep the little thing closed. All right. I keep getting distracted with, like, the other layers of things. Let me get... outer mouth. Hold on. Mouth org is where all of this can just sit. Outer mouth. Okay. So the chin's gonna have its own thing. Chin. And eventually they'll get extra things that tell me things. Lip bottom. We're going to delete because it's gonna actually be... You are going to be lipstick. And then we're going to have the bottom lips and the lip shade. Nope, not ArtMesh. You're going to be lower lip because those are going to move together. And the top lip is just the top lip, and then the skin fang is its own little guy. And those two don't need to go into a top lip org because I'm not going to move it in that capacity. They are going to get moved individually. So lower lip, lipstick, chin, skin fang, top lip. Why are those two not in the outer mouth? They should be in outer mouth. Okay, there we go. Like, something's not correct here. That's why. I was like, why are you outside of where you should be? Okay, then. So these have mesh. Let's get into the skin fang. Needs mesh. Let's start with... I'm gonna do you two together, I think. Wrong order. Base, then line. Then line goes on top. Because I need those two to move together. Smoothly. We're just gonna move together. No mirror edit. We only have one skin fang. No, I turned it off. I know I hit the space bar so I could then move. That was not a suggestion that we needed to do that, okay? Okay. We'll probably do something like this. I think will work. Ugh. From the stroke being edited. Gotta go down here. Oh, where? Okay, I had a feeling that the eraser was just being super big. I'm gonna go hang out with Toby. Hope you have a good rest of your birthday. Thank you. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And thank you for the birthday wishes. Thanks again for everything. Yeah, not too much longer here. Or I have to go myself. But alas. For the moment, we're still here. I'll probably at least, finish making the fang here possible. And then we'll, get out of here. Get that to connect. There we go. Like, yeah, why aren't you listening to me? Do your job. Oh, that should have lined up a little better. That's fine, though. Just manually adjust it. Yeah, it's like a little too close on those edges. Okay. Yeah. So what I want to do for dinner today? Like, originally I was thinking a pasta thing, right? And maybe I will still do a pasta thing. But arguably I could do something fancier now. Originally did not think I would have a the funds to do something fancier today. But not just from gifts here, but family too. I could potentially do something nicer for dinner today. It just becomes a question of what, or if I actually do that. The other thing is, so, obviously, might seem weird that I'm working on my birthday, but I honestly couldn't think of anything else that I wanted to do. I was like, you know, it's my birthday. If I wanted to play a video game, that would be perfectly fair, right? But I literally couldn't think of a video game I wanted to play today. I was like, no, I think I actually would rather just work on, getting this somewhere. As you can see, though, I get distracted from the art meshing because I start playing with the art meshing as if I'm going to start rigging it. And it's like, But, like, I have to test it a little bit to make sure I'm not wasting my time. Because, like, if the art mesh isn't going to function the way that I need it to, then it's not going to be useful the way I need it to be. So, like, that becomes null and void. I'm going to take this. The Fang Shine is similarly shaped, but it's not going to need all of that. No video game. I gave you swords. That is a video game. It was a thought, too. I actually was like, said to Prof, I'm like, arguably, maybe I should play a video game. It is my birthday, but like at the same time, I don't know what I want to play. And he's like, sword game? And I was like, I mean, maybe. But I was like, I just wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't. Not for stream. Not today. I might try it out later today, though. I just want to do more like this. Not to be exactly the same shape now. Well, I'll just adjust it a little bit to fit this particular bit more. Like, it being like the same V shape, borrowing from the other thing was still really helpful. I want that to go a little higher, actually, so that triangle isn't quite as smooshed. Yes, that looks good. That's a good art mesh. That's a happy art mesh. Bread? Bread! Maybe we should get, you know, an actual cake in my day. Okay, so then that's our skin fang. That, you know, does skin fang things. I'm gonna have to get it a mask as well. But its mask, I might be able to just copy the skin top again, but shrink it a bit higher up. But we'll see. It's that, or I just make like a little circle. I might have another circle somewhere in here that I could just use. Arguably, you can always steal your irises for a round mask. Oh, I know there's a round mask. I know where there's a round mask with a fuzzy edging. There's a mask on an elbow that is fuzzy around the edges, and that might be a good one for this, because then it'll more so blend into it as it goes away, if we're going to make it go away. Alright, got that. Top lip is already meshed, lower lip, those are meshed. So then it should just be the lipstick layers that need meshing. Also, yeah, what's up with these? Here, a 50 by 6. You should be a 50, at least. Okay, you're not as wide. I've been struck! Okay, I'll take another sip of my coffee. Ah! Why were you gonna throw bread at me, Carmine? Ah! Yes, I know, I have to leave. I have to pick up 2 children, not 3. It's gonna be weird for the next 2 days. I'm actually really concerned about bedtime, because youngest gremlin is not a fan of sleeping on his own, and he's going to be sleeping on his own the next couple of nights. And I get the feeling he's gonna be like, can I do a sleepover with Sissy instead? And she's gonna be like, no. Because they did that one other time, because eldest stayed over somewhere. I don't remember where offhand. I think cousins. I think he stayed at a cousin's. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna spend the night together. And in the morning, she's like, he kicked me all night. I didn't get to sleep because he was just like rolling into me and kicking me. And I was like, ah, yeah. Were you not expecting that or something? Was that not part of your plans to be kicked all night? Because like, that's kind of just what happens. I don't know. I didn't have a game that like I specifically wanted to play, especially not for stream. Ugh. I have plenty of games. I have too many games. But here's the issue, right? A lot of the games that I could start playing are games that if I start playing them, I'm going to want to play them for the next 2 to 3 weeks straight because that's just how they are. Like I started Sandrock and I was like, I just want to keep playing, and I'd get off stream and then not be able to play and be like, but I just want to keep playing that game now. But then also like with how much it got interrupted due to just life and getting sick and stuff, it's like, well, now I don't remember what the heck I was doing there, you know? But like, if I start a big farming sim type game, all I'm going to want to do is play big farming sim type game. This one could probably be 40 wide instead of 50. And so like, there are certain games that like I just can't start if it's for stream. Oh, I thought it was similar to a friend I had when I lived in Hawaii. I always spent the night at his place, but the one time he stayed at mine, we had to call his parents to pick him up. Ooh. I'm guessing they were, all right, I have to make this pretty dense, don't I? Heck, okay, I've got to stop here. I forgot that for the lipstick, I do have to make it pretty dense so it'll, maneuver well. Also, did I move that by accident? Like, chin piece? Is that where you're supposed to be? Form, revert to original. No, that's where you were. Hold on, where's our smug smile example? Okay, yep, that is exactly where you were. Which, when it comes to doing like the smug smile at like a default position, I would do that after I make all the other mouth forms, because it'll be easier to make most of the mouth forms starting at the default. Like I have to at least make the smile and frown outside of the smug beforehand. And then when it gets towards doing mouth open is when I'd probably, like right before doing mouth open, I would probably make the smug for this. That way when mouth is opening from smug to that, it'd be correct. But I'd want to do... If this is in the middle, I need to do left and right first and then do that bit. But yeah, no, see, with the eldest being the one that's gone away, I have to be concerned about if they're going to call me and be like, yeah, he's freaking out. Can you talk to him? Which is one reason why one of his friends did not go on said trip. Okay, so when we come back, we're on lipstick. Or if I work on this in the evening, I probably won't. It's my birthday. I should do something relaxing as well. But like for stream, this is like all I could think that I was like, I should really work on this because I feel like I should have gotten more done. I know I work slower on stream. I know this, but like, I want to work on stream. Because I want to be streaming, and otherwise, if I don't work on stream, then I wouldn't be streaming at all. I don't know the exact term, but basically couldn't handle staying someplace for the night and such. We tried to soothe nerves by watching his favorite movie, but it didn't work. Yeah, because separation anxiety coupled with just like when you're a kid, especially if you've never slept somewhere else before, it's also just like mostly it is separation anxiety. It's a little bit of like a homesick thing because as a kid who's never left home for any like reason before really, or for a long period of time, especially again away from parents, it can be really difficult to deal with something like that. Like I said, eldest has spent the night with a cousin at least once before. So, and I don't think they even called us that night either. I'm saving right now. So I don't think that part should be a problem for him. But I could be wrong, you know? It's not like he's gone somewhere for a couple nights at a time before. I just saved it. I don't know why you're asking if I want to save again when I'm trying to close it, but sure, you can save again. I do have to end things. Alright, well, we've unlocked something here. Apparently we still need more green peppers, but artichoke. We got rid of the green tomato earlier, right? Yes. Do we still need any more red onions? I feel like we haven't seen red onions being needed in a while. I'm not sure why they're still happening. Okay, so the red onion over here can get replaced with the artichoke. Artichoke. Da-da-da. Meanwhile, I've moved so many times, I usually have a certain sleeping position that helps if I start feeling uncomfy. Yep, that is a big difference between like someone who's lived in the same place forever and someone who has moved around. Because it's easier to deal with those things. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and shave Rusties and quit the Rusties. Dun, dun, dun. And now it's so quiet. Okay, this window over here. And then, right. Anyone ever show up over there? They did not. And that's okay. That's okay. Alright, well, with that, I'm going to say bye to the YouTube side of things. No one was there. It's fine. But if someone watches afterwards, say bye now, and I will see YouTube whenever next time is. Probably tomorrow, but we'll see. Bye, YouTube!